Welcome, dear soul. I am JeanSelene, and this is your moment of truth. For so long you have believed in the walls. You have traced their edges, searched for a way out, convinced yourself that freedom was something to be earned, something to be granted only when you were enough, when you were fixed, when you were finally ready. But what if I told you the door was never locked? What if I told you that nothing has ever truly held you back but the belief that you were caged? You were never caged. You were never broken. You were never waiting for permission. You were always free. This meditation is your release. It is the moment you finally remember who you are. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and let's begin. Feel yourself settling into stillness. Let your breath slow. Let your shoulders relax. Now imagine yourself sitting in a quiet, dimly lit space. The air is thick with old memories, old fears, old stories that have kept you small. Around you, you see walls, tall, unyielding, and endless. For so long, you have believed in these walls. You have traced their cracks, whispered prayers for escape, told yourself that one day, when you were worthy, you would finally walk free. And yet something stirs, a breeze against your skin, a shift in the air, a knowing. You stand, you place your hands against the walls, feeling their cold weight beneath your fingertips. And then something happens. Your fingers sink through. The walls are not solid. They are not real. And suddenly, you remembered. Now breathe in deeply. And as you exhale, feel the truth settle in your bones. I was never caged. I was never trapped. The door was never locked. The walls begin to dissolve, not in an explosion, not in resistance, but in the quiet, simple recognition that they were never truly there. And as they fade, something else emerges. The open sky, the limitless horizon, the vast, untouched space of your own becoming. You step forward, heart pounding, muscles coiled, breath sharp. This is it, the moment you finally run. Now the poem, The Door Was Never Locked, by J.E. Myrie. I've spent a lifetime pressing my palm against invisible walls, running my fingers over their edges, searching for cracks, for weak spots, for exits. I have called this healing, I've called this becoming, but it was only waiting for permission, for worth, for the world to tell me I was ready. One day, I told myself, one day I will be good enough to leave. One day when I'm fixed. One day when I'm whole. One day when the world tells me I'm ready. And yet, the door was never locked. The door was never locked. I could have left at any moment, could have spread my wings and flown, but I believed in the bars more than I believed in people. Who taught me this? Who placed these shackles in my mind? Was it the first time I was told I was too much, as I folded myself in half? Was it the time I reached for love and found only absence? So I decided I was unworthy of being held. Was it at that moment I learned that people only stay if you become what they need? If you become convenient, if you become less? And so I built a prison out of their words, out of their silence. out of my silence, out of the way I learned to disappear in a crowded room. I called it safety, I called it control, I called it the work of healing, convincing myself that if I just fixed everything wrong with me, then maybe I could be free. But I was never broken, and the walls were never real. Nothing to fix, only walls to remove. It's a liberation, not a reconstruction. I was never lacking, I was never behind. I was simply remembering who I was before the walls went up. And now I see them. My younger self, small and waiting, curled in the corner of the self-made cell, hands clutching tight around old wounds. They have been here all along, breathing in the dust of memories, believing they had to stay, believing they were unworthy of more. I kneel beside them, brush the hair from their face, feel the tremor of their breath as I press my forehead to theirs and whisper, "Come with me. We were never meant to live in cages." And together we rise, at first hesitant, feet unsteady, lungs adjusting to air not laced with doubt. But then we run into the open, into the wind, into the vast and limitless space where nothing needs to be fixed, where nothing needs to be earned, where we are already free. And I feel them, all the past versions of me, the ones who had to survive, who carried the weight of sorrow, who held abandonment in their hands like stone. They are no longer caged. They are no longer bound to the shadows of memories that once gripped them tight. They are running too, weightless, laughing, hands empty of hurt, no longer holding what was never theirs to carry. They are free. We are free. And the earth moves beneath our feet, soft and alive, shifting in recognition, as if it too has been waiting for us to return. I do not need to shrink. I do not need to prove. I do not need to wait for permission. I was never here to be perfect. I was never here to be small. I was here to be free. So I release every cage I have ever placed myself in. I walk in the infinite freedom, and this time I fly. Take in a deep breath and just relax in the stillness of that poem. Feel the release in your body. Feel the weight lifting. The cages and walls disappearing all around you. Feel the freedom. Sit in that for a moment. Here are some journaling prompts or reflection questions. You can pause and jot down your answers, or just reflect as we go along. The first journaling prompt is, what invisible walls have I believed in? Was it fear of failure? Fear of being too much? Fear of being not enough? Journaling prompt number 2. What moment in my past made me believe I had to stay small? Was it a time you were told to quiet your voice, to shrink, to wait? Prompt number 3. What version of me is still curled up waiting for permission? Is it your inner child? Your younger self who gave up on a dream? Prompt 4. What is the first step I can take today to walk out of the cage? Could you write about it? Could you speak your truth? Could you take a risk? Could you reclaim some joy in your life? Prompt 5. What is my new truth? The words I will say to myself every day. Maybe something like, I was never caged, I walk in my freedom, or I was always meant to fly. The walls were never real. The door was never locked. You are already free, and now you fly. I am JeanSelene, and I honor the moment you finally saw yourself as limitless. Until next time, spread your wings, because the sky is yours. And remember, this meditation was not just a journey for you. It was a moment of liberation. Sending you all my light and love, JeanSelene.